Alright, so we're smoking some ribs today. First thing you want to do is you want to get this out of the bag. So just kind of pull them out. There we go. Out comes the ribs. These ribs have a thin membrane that'll make it very tough to eat if you don't remove it. And recommendations are a spoon. Just get right underneath the membrane. You just want to go ahead and grab a piece. It's very thin. Problem is that if you don't remove it, when you're trying to eat it, it's going to become very chewy. So the key here is a nice piece of paper towel. Go ahead and get that little piece of membrane you just took off. Just kind of peel it over. If you can bring it all in one, it'll be perfect. The towel, that's it. Give you just enough grip to get that membrane out. Alright, so just kind of grab it. You can see it coming. You apply the right amount of pressure. It can be done all in one easy take. It's coming. There it is. Now, the problem with this is if you don't do this, you'll notice that once you pull them out and you try to eat them, and you have this little sort of chewing gum on it. You know, sometimes you get lucky and it'll come out all in one piece. Sometimes you just have to kind of keep on pulling on it. See, this is what we're looking for. We don't want this. Just pull this out of here. What will happen is if you don't remove this, another effect here is that it will not absorb any of the seasonings that you put in there. Go over to the other one. So again, you get your spoon or the edge of a fork. Just kind of start working your way at it. Get another piece of paper. There it goes. Look at that. That is not what you want on your ribs. There's different types of rubs out there. I personally like the Rudy's rub. Alright, flip it over. Turn this around, apply some rub on this one. Alright, so what these babies are going to end up doing is they're going to cool off in my fridge overnight. Tomorrow morning I'm going to get up and throw them into the smoker, and I will see you guys then. Alright, so these babies have been in there in the refrigerator for about 5 to 8 hours. So now all we're going to do is we're going to transfer these over to the actual smoker. Alright, so at this point the ribs are in. All I want to do now is I want to put in a meat probe, just to be on the safe side so that we know where we're at. Put it right in the middle, right where the meat is. Alright, we're going to go ahead and close this up. I look at the set temp, leave it at 220. It's slowly rising. Time, we'll leave it at 10 hours where we'll know to turn it off before then. What we're going to be doing with these ribs is we're going to be doing the 3-2-1 method. What that basically means is that you're going to cook it, you're going to smoke it for 3 hours on the rack the way you see it there. You're going to pull them out. You're going to wrap them up. After 3 hours, you're going to wrap them up in foil and with a little bit of apple juice. Stick them in there for 2 more hours. That's the 2 method right there. The 3, the 2, and then after 2 hours, you want to pull them out one more time. Take them off of the wrap and put them on the rack again the way you see them there for another hour. That's the 1. So the 3-2-1 method, you're looking at 220, low and slow, and using the 3-2-1 method. Don't forget about putting in chips, which I just did. Put in your chips in here so you get that nice smoke going on. Any second now you'll start seeing the smoke come up and you know you're in business. Alright, so my ribs have been cooking for about 3 hours. So the first phase of the 3-2-1 method is over. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pull out the ribs. I'm going to go wrap them. Put them back in for the second phase, which is 2. Let's see what they look like. Oh yeah, there you go. Alright. You have your ribs here. All we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and put some apple juice. A little bit of apple juice in there. Give a little bit of that flavoring. Alright, what you want to do is you want to wrap it up. Nice and tight. And there you go. You want to stick this back in. Stick these back in there for the phase 2, which is 3-2-1. You're looking at number 2. Stick them in there for 2 hours. I put it with the meat facing down or the bone up specifically so that I can go and put these on the rack with the meat facing towards the bottom, bone up. Alright, so you want to go ahead and do that, stick them in for 2 more hours, and then we'll go to the next phase. Alright, so we're at the tail end of our 2 hours of cooking in foil. So what's going to happen right now is we're going to go ahead and pull them out. At this point, the next step would be to unwrap them, put them back in for another hour, and let them get a little bit of that crust going. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this out, let some of the steam come out. Alright, so I'm going to pull those babies out and then I'll see you inside. These ribs are ready to be unwrapped, so we'll go ahead and unwrap them. Kind of hot. Oh yeah. So now they're here. Side spatula here. As you can see, I tried to get some of the thing out on one of these, came out. There's one. Take a look at the spatula. Look, I just came off. flip this one over without messing with it. There it is. Kind of stuck that bone back in there. It literally is falling off the bone. Alright, so now that you have them, I did bone side up again. The reason you want to put them back in is because right now they're like super tender. You want them to go stick them back in the smoker for about an hour and then they should be ready to go. What I want to do now is I want to add a little bit of barbecue sauce on top of it, so you can give it that little nice little taste to it. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna open this up here, let some of the smoke come out, steam. Whew. Up. There you go. Pull this out. Oh man, these things are tender. All right, so basically we're just gonna grab some, smother it on, grab some here, smother some more there. I mean, these ribs are literally, I mean, the bone is just there for aesthetics, because you look at these ribs and you can literally just slide the bone off of each of these ribs and there wouldn't be any issues here. These are going to end up cooking a little bit longer, about another 20 minutes, 20-30 minutes tops. You don't want to overcook them either. Alright, let me stick this back in there. Oh, goodness. Look at that, look at that, just pulling it off. Oh yeah. Close it up again, and we're gonna give it another about 25-30 minutes, and we'll come and take them out and they'll be ready to go. All right, so we're at our final stage in the 3-2-1 method, which is eat your ribs, right? So these just came out of the smoker. As you can see, they're nice and ready to go. This bone kind of fell off as I was trying to take them out, so what you want to try to do is you want to try to cut your rib, and then you can remove one, leave that meat there, cut this rib here, you can remove one. Oh yeah. And this last one you might want to just pull it out. See, I'm just pulling it out there. Just kind of cut through there. I mean, the knife is, I mean, it's coming out. Alright. Well, I'm going to keep it in there for aesthetics. I'm going to cut here. And you're going to pull this one out. And literally I mean, it speaks for itself. Then the last one just kind of comes off. Alright, so that's the 3-2-1 method. 3 hours of cooking, 2 hours wrapped up, and then 1 hour to stiffen it up a little bit, and you're good to go. That's your ribs 3-2-1 method. Thank you for watching.